Let us delve into history and etymology to discern who the Israelites and Israelis are today. By examining who, what, when, why, and how, we'll explore the distinctions that define these two identities, each with its own narrative. Who were the Israelites? They were the people of the Hebrew Bible, a confederation of tribes claiming descent from patriarchs like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, later known as Israel. Their identity was deeply intertwined with the Hebrew language, which stemmed from their Semitic roots, and their religious beliefs, which were centered around a covenant with God. And who are the Israelis? They are the people of the modern nation-state of Israel, established in 1948 after millennia of Jewish diaspora. Their national identity is political, resulting from self-determination and sovereignty, and their citizenship encompasses Jews from many different cultures and ethnicities. What defines the ancient Israelites as distinct from the modern Israelis? The defining elements of the Israelites were their tribal connections, religious rituals, and an ancient form of the Hebrew language, deeply Semitic in essence. In contrast, Israelis are defined by shared citizenship in a modern state, democratic institutions, and a cultural fusion that includes Hebrew, a revived language with modern adaptations. When did these identities diverge? The Israelite identity evolved over thousands of years, shaped by periods of sovereignty, defeat, and exile. The Israeli identity was crystallized in the 20th century through the Zionist movement and the formation of a new, sovereign state after nearly 2 millennia of Jewish dispersion. How have these identities evolved? The Israelites' way of life and language naturally changed as they interacted with various empires and cultures throughout history. For the Israelis, the evolution was intentional. Hebrew was meticulously reconstructed into a modern language by pioneers like Eliezer ben Yehuda, seeking to create a unifying tongue for Jews returning from various parts of the world. Why is there contention about these identities? The ancient Israelites' narrative ended with their dispersion, leaving behind archaeological and textual records. The modern Israelis' narrative involves the re-establishment of a Jewish homeland, which some see as a continuation of Israelite history. In contrast, others view it as a new chapter with its own complexities, including the development of a modern language that, while based on ancient Hebrew, incorporates elements of the many tongues spoken by Jews globally. The current Israeli speaks a reconstructed language that serves as a linguistic and cultural glue in a state that has declared itself Jewish, but is home to people of varied ancestries and traditions. Not all Israelis are of direct Semitic lineage. Jewish history is a saga of migrations, conversions, and intermarriages. Yet the connection to the land and the ancient texts remains a central aspect of Israeli identity. Voiceover. Why was there a need to create a Jewish state when original Jews still occupied the land of Palestine? This question is often raised, and the answers lie in the historical and political context of the time. The Ashkenazi Jews of Europe, who are not of Semitic lineage, found themselves in a dire situation. Facing persecution and pogroms, they yearned to establish a place they could call their own, a refuge where they could live freely as Jews. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed a rise in nationalist movements around the world. Amid this, the Zionist movement emerged, seeking to establish a Jewish homeland. This was not merely a reaction to anti-Semitism but also an aspiration for self-determination, a place where Jewish culture, religion, and language could flourish without fear of persecution. However, the creation of a Jewish state was not a simple process. It was a complex interplay of historical, political, and cultural factors, where the dreams of a persecuted people intertwined with the realities of an already inhabited land. The next chapter of this story is about how this dream was realized and the challenges it brought with it.